It's difficult to watch, but this video was seen around the world after it was posted online.
Sebastian struggling. What the hell?
It ended in chaos, bullets, and blood. A shaman lay dead. A Canadian man on a spiritual journey brutalized by a vigilante mob for allegedly killing their village elder.
Bloody hell.
To understand what happened, we've come to this bustling town carved out of what was once the Amazon jungle.
Psychedelic that affects your five senses, yeah.
I want to go back to the scene of the crime. Where
It's fucking like, they say that you fucking see some bizarre shit on DOT.
Victoria Gracia, it's a tiny village just on the outskirts of Pucallpa.
Oh, he was after ayahuasca. Okay, gotta say allegedly, yeah. I'm not biased.
Sebastian's death and Olivia's death.
I would imagine it's going to be a pretty frosty reception.
Simeon Tegel is a journalist who lives and works in Peru. He's our guide on the ground. When we arrive in Victoria Gracia, we're immediately met with suspicion.
So he definitely doesn't want to talk, and he also says he wasn't here that day. What I might say to him is, we'll come back tomorrow. Do you mind if we just walk around just a little bit, if that works?
Yeah.
You can just see the fresh paint, orange paint. That's her
Some
house.
Canadian guy killed a Peruvian village elder because he was hooked on drugs. He was desperate for drugs or something.
Painted since the killing.
We want to see the site where the shooting took place before Sebastian was lynched by villagers. But before we even get to Olivia's house, the man we just met calls us back.
Tienen miedo. Sí, sí. He said that the people are scared and they don't want us to go to the house now, and they'd rather that we come back tomorrow, talk about it with the presidenta, the mayoress.
This is a murder investigation.
Take it from there.
Scared of what?
Foreigners was what he said. They're scared of foreigners.
You're scared of us.
Yeah.
So this is what I mean. International incident. One white dude died somewhere in some village somewhere somewhere across the world.
Hello.
Everyone's up in arms.
My name's Sebastian.
Sebastian's
Even if
journey
it was his
began with
fault.
this video he posted on YouTube.
Introducing myself. 37 years old, father of a beautiful boy. It's 4.5. It's a bit of a pain in the butt today, actually, but he's pretty awesome. I'm just in the midst of a career change, and
Yeah, exactly.
looking for
Expected.
some help.
He wanted to learn more about plant-based medicines to help treat people with illnesses and addictions.
Oh, really?
Different forms of addiction, and some of them are acceptable.
Did you have to go all the way to Peruvian, wherever the fuck this is, to do that?
You become more closer to what the local indigenous people will say, you know, closer to the earth. And he just saw
Closer to the
opportunity,
earth.
this going down to Peru to investigate this.
Yeah.
I don't know, you call it a drug culture.
You see how they framed this guy?
Yeah, I mean they touch
Just a
they talk about
fucking drug
ayahuasca as being the medicine, as being a
yeah,
treatment.
medicine there. That's a good way. Yeah, as the medicine would be a means to help people here and back in Canada. That it's not here, and perhaps he could bring it here, and
He wanted to be a healer.
a healer of some.
Not a healer, a dealer. That's what he wanted to be. He wanted to be a healer.
This is what I want to
That
make.
fucking dealer, you motherfucker.
I'm gonna do my best to help other people.
You thought you'll get on the cheap over here and
Do my
sell it for
best
like
to
fucking
change myself. There's just so
100%
much-
markup or some shit.
So much trauma and hurt in the world.
Sebastian felt he could help people heal with
Fucking
this,
hippie.
ayahuasca.
Fucking
A mixed
hippie.
brew of Amazonian roots and leaves that creates a powerful hallucinogen used for centuries by indigenous people. Now Westerners are using ayahuasca to treat everything from PTSD to drug and alcohol addictions. His quest to learn more about the plant medicine led him to Olivia.
Ayahuasca.
A healer, a shaman, Olivia was also an activist for indigenous and environmental rights.
There's no way on this earth you can say that a woman like that getting killed was justified anyway. This motherfucker needs...
Olivia's death left in this.
It's good he died.
Well, initially, of course, if you kill a matriarch in a matriarchal society, that has a ripple effect that is tremendous. The other piece of it is that she held a huge amount of plant knowledge. A shaman of her level would know 500, 600 plants that can address a wide range, a huge amount of maladies.
I love that word,
Mick is taking
maladies.
us to meet a cousin of
It's not
Olivia,
words you hear
who is a
much
shaman
nowadays.
himself.
Where are we and where are we going?
Malaise,
On
malady.
the outskirts of Pucallpa, and this is more of the
Yeah, still
indigenous
murder.
area here. This is all Shipibo land, and
People
this
need to
is
take responsibility
Maestro
for their
Delphine,
actions.
who is
Drink, drugs, alcohol.
the renowned shamans of the area.
This is an ayahuasca vine
This
here.
is ayahuasca vine.
We're hoping that Delphine will allow us to observe an ayahuasca ceremony to better understand the power of the plant and the hold it had on Sebastian.
He did not respect ayahuasca if he got in that state. He must have been abusing it. So much for respect for the herb and what it can do. He didn't learn nothing. He didn't learn nothing.
Feel stressed out. It's hard to snap out of it, but just go out into the woods.
What if he saw her as like a demon lady or
Sebastian
some shit?
first traveled to the jungle a few years back.
The first time he went to Peru, I was not concerned. I thought, great, take this
You fuck
journey,
around, yeah. I mean,
find
fair, Cunning.
yourself, come
You fuck
back,
around and find out.
and probably
gonna find
you'll have
out.
some deeper insight and awareness.
As Sebastian began to experiment with ayahuasca in his travels to Peru, he became darker, more distant.
I do think it overloaded his nervous system. Over a number of years, he had shifted and was hard to connect with. We were good friends, and trying to like connect was a little bit of like playing this to like, there you are. Okay, let's talk, you know?
Each trip seemed to close him off to us. He wouldn't talk about what he did on the trips, and he wouldn't talk about a lot of things that went on.
What's so bad in his life that he had to
When
just
we
be
return
hooked on
to
this
Victoria
drug or whatever
Gracia,
drugs he was
a
taking?
crowd gathers, and it's clear we're not welcome. But the village leader agrees to talk to us.
Wife and kid.
She says with every visit to Olivia, Sebastian grew more desperate.
Pero él venía e insistía a la abuelita que tome ayahuasca.
With him.
Pero la abuelita no tomaba ayahuasca. No quería. No era una persona normal.
Why was he obsessed with her taking it with him?
Le encontraba ahí, escondidos ahí, en la oscuridad. ¿Qué queriendo hacer?
Were people in the community afraid of Sebastian?
Sí, tenía miedo.
Last January, according to multiple accounts, Sebastian was caught by villagers wielding a long club. They took him to police like they had before.
So she's saying it's 3 different times that they caught Sebastian prowling around and took him to the police station.
So after repeated conflicts with villagers, why did Sebastian keep returning to see Olivia? The answer may lie in the ayahuasca experience, which involves a strict plant diet overseen by the shaman.
Did he want to do it safely or something?
That he kept coming back.
So he needed
Here
this
at this
shaman's
jungle
over
retreat,
supervision.
we meet an American studying plant medicines. He says the ayahuasca diet can be dangerously destabilizing.
That led me to believe that he had what we call a broken diet, which is when somebody has a plant inside of them that's twisted and broken, and they start to have a lot of negative repetitions. It's like an addiction, actually, where you're constantly looking for trouble.
he definitely spoke to me about dieting, and I think that was something that was one of the things that might have thrown him a little over the edge. I mean, first off, anybody on these types of diet, it's like they're not eating real food. Like their electrolytes, their protein, their every base nutrient is being compromised.
It seems the diet was controlling Sebastian's mental state, and only Olivia could break the hold it had on him.
Okay.
When Sebastian failed to come home to Vancouver Island for the holidays last December, a family member feared the worst.
Holy shit, killer
She wrote
plant
on Facebook, "Gotta ask, does anyone know where Sebastian could be? Family cares
Maybe this
and
is
has
the
no idea."
Plant Kingdom's way of getting revenge on humanity. It's like those
2 days
fungi or
later,
whatever it is.
a response
Take over
from Sebastian.
insects. The insects
I am alive.
go mad, go to the top of a flower and get eaten by birds.
Sebastian returned home days later. Family and friends pleaded with him to stay, but something was calling him
More
back
like
to
a
the
prolonged
jungle.
detox session.
Most of us here in this part of the world that knew him well were like, don't go back there. Is that actually gonna help you? Be here. You have a son, you have a life, you have a world here that you can be part of. Why are you going?
What began as a spiritual healing journey then took a dangerous turn.
I saw him in the cafe, and as he left, my friend said, well, he just asked me for a gun. And I said, wow, that's crazy.
Those who
Wow,
knew
that's
Sebastian
crazy.
dispute this, refusing to believe he could have ever pulled the trigger that killed Olivia Arévalo.
In my heart, I know that Sebastian would never have done anything like that. First off, here's a person who's never held a gun in their life. Second off, his deep respect for this medicine and for these elders that brought this just don't
Deep
fit
respect.
into that picture of
Yeah, I got
being
He has never had
deep respect. Yeah,
access
it's
to
typical
guns
white
here
man.
in Canada. We've never had guns.
I hate to be a
here at
broken
home.
record, but it's typical
And,
white man.
have never
The
ever
language
used
they use is all
or
airy
even
fairy
talked about
fucking
them in any
nonsense.
way, shape, or form.
Oh yeah, deep respect for the
Last
medicine.
March, he posted this.
I'm tired of you. I'm tired of people defending this fucking
"I'm off
race
to
of
jungle
people,
to
man.
do some searching and fix the mind. See you whence I'm healed." But there was no coming back. This would be Sebastian's final trip to the jungle.
You fuck around, you find out. Personal responsibility, fam.
We get word the shaman Delphine will
abused
allow our
this
camera
substance.
to get an intimate glimpse inside an ayahuasca ceremony.
So this is the longhouse?
Yeah, or the maloca or ceremonial house, the long house.
Westerners do come here to take ayahuasca with Delphine, but tonight it's locals only.
He must have looked at this tribe of people and says, look how resilient these guys are. I need to build up a fucking tolerance. You know, these people think, if these motherfuckers can do it, I'm coming here for my fucking training arc to build up a tolerance and take ayahuasca the right way, so I can keep taking it forever, like these indigenous peoples start. And he's probably abusing it long before he fucking learned anything.
Arman de trabajo para limpiar, purificar.
Just a pothead white.
El mapacho es complemento del ayahuasca. Complementa para tener buena visión y para proteger el cuerpo para que no entre malos espíritus.
These people have an entire culture around it. They understand it better. Some white dude from fucking Canada thinks he knows shit.
About a dozen people are here, including a woman with diabetes and a man dealing with depression, hoping the ayahuasca, or vine of the little death as some call it, will help break their psychic shackles.
Psychonauts. Isn't this what the Psychonauts program
They
was
drink
about?
a thick and bitter brew that contains DMT.
They wanted to map
a potent,
the DMT
naturally
route
occurring
around,
hallucinogen.
so they all took DMT.
They'll drift off into a dream state,
Yeah, I mean, I have empathy for addiction, but like...
Reconnecting broken pieces of their past.
It went so far that he killed someone.
The visions can last hours. The impact for some will last a lifetime.
Yeah, guys.
Have you ever tried ayahuasca?
Sure.
What was your experience like?
Oh, I think challenging, but very, but with a rewarding outcome. Individuals often afterwards feel a sense of calm, a sense of being at peace, a sense of connectedness to nature, insight into their own personal psychodynamics, often a sense of the road ahead, the path ahead, in the right context. With the right intention, with the right support system, ayahuasca can be remarkably therapeutic. And that's what's drawing Westerners down to the Amazon basin.
Things could have went sideways for me a lot in my life, and they didn't. That was just pure luck. So I'd like to just thank the universe or the spirits or God or whoever is looking out for me.
Should have decided which one of those it was, Sam.
The reality was
he
his
went down this
universe
fucking
was
path.
spiraling out of control.
What's right or wrong? What am I doing something right? Am I doing something wrong?
Could you please show us Olivia's house and where this happened?
¿Sí? El hecho y ahí fue lo que le mató. Ahí estaba tirado la vida.
That is where he killed her. That's where she was lying.
What we're trying to understand is why. Why would Sebastian kill a respected woman like Olivia?
Dentro de nuestra perspectiva, las causas han sido por un familiar.
Was there a feud, was there a conflict between Sebastian and the Arévalos family?
Se presume que hay una deuda pendiente por parte de uno de los hijos.
I have empathy. I do have empathy. You know.
In early March, Sebastian posted
but not
this
in all
on Facebook.
cases.
Not enjoying life right, having a rough go. Please send me prayers.
You have a journey that you can describe with your dad. Here, they're like omitting. They're probably omitting so many parts of this guy's life, so we'll never know. But I know this is not the whole truth. What they're saying. They keep emphasizing respect for the drug, respect for the herb, respect. That part of it is just too obnoxious for me. I'm sure your dad would not, you know, your dad would not say, would use excuses like that for doing what he did. You know what I mean? Some people get depressed, PTSD, whatever. I get it.
Sebastian walked into this police station and asked if anyone would sell him a gun. A police officer sold Sebastian a 9mm Taurus pistol. The sale was witnessed, the receipt notarized. But after repeated run-ins with villagers, why would a police officer sell Sebastian a gun? We went to track him down to find out.
Police officer.
Glauco Utia Quispe? Sí, sí. So he's working today, but not here. He's working.
Here's where we're gonna hear most of the story. What's going on?
Until 1 or 2 this afternoon. Go now.
A cop sold him a gun.
Estamos buscando el oficial del PNP, Glauco Utia.
Utia.
Utia. Yeah, this is the guy. This is him.
It was quickly apparent. The stoned-faced officer felt no remorse, no responsibility.
What was your reaction when you found out that this was the gun that he used to kill Olivia?
Estaba yo de una manera tranquila porque ya no era responsabilidad mía, ya que yo la había vendido de forma legal.
Okay, legally with paperwork.
Cabe en la persona que yo le he vendido ya.
Sí.
But the reality
is it normal though? I'm not gonna lie. Is it normal for just cops in a country to be selling a gun even legally to some white Canadian who just fucking walked in? Okay, it's Peru. I know. I'm just wondering why this guy is so normal about it.
2 people are dead.
Yeah.
2 people are dead because of his decision to sell this weapon. Does he not see the connection between his gun and
this is why
tragic deaths?
Benjamin didn't get fucked over it on his trip.
So he has no sense of responsibility.
Natives know, dude, if a white man dies, if something happens to a white man here, the wrath of God will come down. Indian government, US government.
Culpability.
Apparently not.
Apparently not.
Yeah.
I have a lot of love and gratitude.
Yeah, I mean, overall, the responsibility is, he's right, the responsibility is this fucker's responsibility.
For how things have went. I thank you, and then I'm going to pay you back, and I'm going to try to help people. Thanks a lot.
Investigators say on April 19th,
he's not a dealer, he's a fucking dealer.
Sebastian, armed with a gun, rode a motorcycle to Olivia's house. They say he wanted to collect the unpaid debt from her son. Witnesses say Sebastian fired a warning shot when he arrived, drawing a crowd of villagers. Then Olivia emerged from the house to confront him.
Do you know what it is? It's obvious that he was getting so unhinged, and they refused to give him any more ayahuasca. That's what it was. And he was like, I need my fucking ayahuasca. Shot her. It's typical addict.
El conflicto, el ver el insulto.
This is where he supplied himself.
Con el arma de fuego y le dispara 2 tiros.
I find it hard to believe that this actually occurred.
Why is it so hard to believe for you?
I just know my son. So something has changed in him, something drastic, that if this actually occurred as has been indicated, that he was no longer himself. He was no longer the person that we knew here. Something had drastically happened somewhere.
No. He may not be the same as he was, but he's a version of himself. He's a worse version of himself. Whose fault is it? Like, if I shot someone and I was on drugs, do I say I was so not myself that I was vected? I was someone else. I understand that some people can reach such levels of addiction, they get desperate, they have hopelessness, and they don't know what to do, and they're not being rational and all that. It's sad, but he did it. Just get over it.
Somewhere.
What Gary Woodroffe didn't know is police discovered among Sebastian's possessions drugs prescribed in Canada. Clonazepam, used to treat anxiety, and olanzapine, used to treat mental conditions including schizophrenia and bipolar disorder.
He had a lot more wrong with him.
These meds with ayahuasca can create psychotic episodes.
When you're in a psychotic state, you have a false perception of reality. You can become quite delusional. Your judgment is skewed. So this individual may have misperceived others around him as being a threat to him, whereas in reality they weren't.
Are you convinced that Sebastian Woodroffe pulled the trigger on the gun that killed Olivia Arévalo?
Sí, científicamente está comprobado.
How?
Uno, los restos que quedaron en sus manos y el resto que también dejó en las mangas del polo que tenía ese día.
The officer who sold Sebastian the murder weapon is now under investigation. Sebastian did not have a license to carry a weapon.
What do you think of But the fact that the police, of all people, sold your son a weapon.
This is a surprise to me. I've just learned this in the last several hours that this did occur. So
doesn't mean it's not the son's fault just because the cops sold him a weapon.
Police would actually do that.
Who pulls the trigger? The trigger doesn't pull itself.
That happened.
Moments after the shooting, the mob set upon Sebastian, and the graphic and disturbing video reveals what no parent would ever want to see.
What was it like for you as a father to see this?
I've never watched it. It's not something I wish to see, thank you.
It's mob justice, but this is what happens when a white man fucks around in someone else's country.
4 men from Victoria.
When are white people gonna learn? If you go to people's country, you fuck around in someone else's country, you bring your problems from overseas to other people's country, you're gonna get fucking lynched. When will whites fucking realize?
Are wanted in connection to Sebastian's death. But they're in hiding, leaving behind a shattered community.
Do you think that Sebastian got the justice that he deserved?
Just another dumb gringo who walked into their fucking village.
No deseo muerte a nadie. Ni la abuelita, ni cómo lo mataron a Sebastián.
There's a small memorial on a riverbank by Sebastian's favorite swimming hole on Vancouver Island. Tucked away, like the demons Sebastian.
This invulnerability, this fucking hubris that I hate to say it, that the white man can go anywhere and the red carpet's laid out for you. The white man can go to any black, brown village halfway across the world. I come from a civilized day. I can get wherever the fuck I want, walk in, roll out the red carpet, vlog, all that stuff. This hubris that the white man has.
The manner of his death is very, very tragic. The incidents that happened...
I'm traveling to Peru to find myself. I mean, I'm finding myself halfway across the world in a culture I have no fucking idea about. I bring all my drug addict problems over there.
That led to his death,
filthy dog.
Again, are very tragic. I don't want to remember that. I want to remember him as we knew him.
This is just a simple lesson that people need to learn as Westerners. If you fuck around in someone else's country, you're gonna get fucked.
Kind, generous, loving. Son, brother.
I feel sorry for the dad. I feel sorry for the dad.
That he was.
What a troublesome turn of events.
There is one piece of our investigation that remains incomplete. We wanted to know if Sebastian had consumed ayahuasca and prescription meds prior to the shooting incident. Peruvian authorities assured us a toxicology test had been done on his body, so we requested the toxicology report. But as of this broadcast, we've yet to receive it. One thing we do know is that shortly after the police investigation wrapped up, Sebastian's body was cremated in Peru.
Look, they don't want an international incident. I understand what they're doing, but it wasn't some conspiracy to kill this guy. The guy who already had problems before he ever fucking started mixing ayahuasca. You know what I mean? It's like A to B to C to D, the dots connect, you know? Shouldn't have let him go. Why didn't they stop him after the nth time? I have no idea. He's an adult. I guess he keeps a lot secret. Some people have double lives, you know what I mean? That others don't see. I can almost forgive that, but this man is responsible, you know what I mean? Well, yeah, peeps, he's an adult. He was responsible for his life. He started fucking around with herbs and shit like this that he didn't understand. And he fucked around and he found out. Well, yeah, peeps with problems. Gonna go after this shit. Stop trying to find yourself in other countries. Stop trying to think that going to Peru is gonna fucking solve your problems. Start at home. Start at home. Your family, your habits. Start at home. It's the complete opposite. This guy was trying to go abroad to find drugs and ways to like either wean off, like Cunning said, or maybe not. Maybe just even find cheaper ways to fund his addiction. Trying to find yourself halfway. Whites, stop fucking around in other people's countries. Keep your problems where you came from. Don't bring your problems. Yeah. Isn't that what we say? Isn't that what we say about immigration or American immigrations? Stop bringing your problems over here. Stop bringing your cartel beefs and your shit across our border. Same thing with their countries. Gringos, get your fucking first world problems out of my fucking face. How would Khan react on it? It stays in your system for like 6 hours. 6 hours of One Piece hallucinations. You'd definitely be hallucinating One Piece. I would be hallucinating end of the world scenarios. I would be hallucinating some sort of like end of the world scenario. I once had a dream. I can talk about this. I once had a dream where in the dream the world was ending. I could see a giant white steeple or at the church or something in the horizon. There was an oil rig right next to me and meteors were coming down. I was like, what the fuck kind of dream is this? Epic. And I wasn't being touched by none of the meteors. There was like a giant bell white church steeple in the horizon and an oil rig and meteors were coming down. And my car park was, my local car park was right there and nothing was happening to me. I was like, fuck, I've never had a dream that epic before. So the fact that the top of the church steeple, where it was on the horizon means it was outside of our Earth. It was like outside of our Earth or just next to Earth. You know what I mean? Epic. Fucking epic. Khan would definitely be One Piece. One Piece. Alright guys, I'm gonna end it here. Alright, James, I'm gonna chip. I gotta jump. Take care, Vector. The movie, Meteors and Oil. Sounds like Armageddon, the movie. Meteors and Oil. I have no idea. I have no memory of that movie, Armageddon. I've heard of the Michael Bay movie, Armageddon. I have no memory of Armageddon. If it is that would be jokes. Subconsciously watch the movie Armageddon. Technically, I should have seen Armageddon. I've seen most of it, Michael Bay's films, so that deal. Alright guys, thank you guys. Vector, Cunning, Rick, Zess, Lurkus, Toshi. Peace out guys.
From what I've gathered, you grew up nice and sheltered with mama's pretty stories and your own made-up theory. And mama gave me a magic clicker. Well, yes, I think it's true and fair to say. Come on.